So to be honest, I've wanted to make this video for like quite a while, and if you could tell by the title, today we're going to be talking about Titanic from 1997 and why, in my opinion, I think it's just a horrific movie and why it's just overly overrated. So I'm going to jump straight into the story, basically. The story. I mean, the story just overlaps the impressive things, like how they've completely rebuilt the Titanic as a replica, the special effects from 90s films. It's all been overlapped by the bloody story, okay? Like a first-class snob, third-class poor person, wanting to go out because they love each other, basically. I mean, come on, okay? Come on. I mean, if you see a film called Titanic, you're there to see the Titanic bloody sink. You're not there to see two people deeply in love get out with each other, okay? Like, come on, man. I mean, you could sense Jack's death from a mile away. In every romantic film or relationship film, if somebody like Jack is trying so hard to get with the other person, you know they're gonna die. It's like that in most romantic films during the time, or during this time even. Like, it's really, really is true. It's fact, really. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. So if you didn't sense his death from a mile away, I mean, you're kind of stupid, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's being no. It's not harsh. You're stupid. I mean, Tony Stark's death in Avengers Endgame was sadder than bloody Jack's death in Titanic. I mean, Ruben's death from Minecraft Story Mode is sadder than Jack's death in Titanic. I mean, every other death in every other film is sadder than Jack's death in Titanic. It's true. I mean, you could say it's opinion, but I mean, yeah, I think a lot of you guys are going to disagree with me, which is perfectly okay, but come on, you have to agree. His death wasn't that sad, okay? It wasn't that sad. Maybe it's because I don't like romantic films. I'm not a romantic person, and maybe that's why, okay? Maybe that's why, which is fair enough. But, come on, man. Maybe people overreacted a little bit too much to the death? I don't know. And I think this goes perfectly into my next point. The characters. So, we haven't talked much about Rose yet. I mean, what's much to say about her? She's a bloody rich snob. I mean, she's good in some parts. I think maybe, was it the part where she's in the third class at the bottom of the ship, in the third class part where they're drinking and stuff? Maybe she was good there, but for the whole rest of the film, she's not good. She's just a rich snob. From the start to like maybe over halfway, no, maybe that's being a little bit, maybe that's over exaggerating it a little bit. She's a rich snob from the start to, like, half of the film. Which is true. She really was. She was overly snobbish, and I just didn't like her. Along with her mother, along with her old boyfriend before Jack, they're all snobs. And there's something about snobbish people in any sort of media, whether that's video games, TV shows, or films. I just don't like them. I mean, I don't like snobs nowadays, but snobs in the olden days, there's something about them that does trigger me so hard, man. It's like, it's a little bit ridiculous. Maybe I overreact, but let me know, guys. Do you like snobbish people back then, or do you like snobbish people now? I just don't like them, to be honest. So Rose, just a snobbish person, not a very good character. They just try so hard to get her. It's just such a forced love story between her and Jack. I mean, Jack isn't much of a better character than her, but I would prefer Jack as a character than her. And that's just my opinion. Leonardo DiCaprio, in my opinion, doesn't do a very good job playing Jack. I mean, he should have sticked with other films. I mean, the only film I've ever seen him in is Titanic. Haven't seen him in any other film, so maybe if I watched any of his other films, maybe I'd think he does a better role in Titanic than his other films, but in my opinion, he just doesn't do a very good job as Jack. So then there's James Cameron, the director of the film, of course. I mean, my favourite film he's ever made is Terminator Judgment Day. An absolutely amazing film. If you haven't watched it, I recommend you go and watch it. It's a very, very good film. But I mean, I watched Terminator Judgment Day before Titanic. I only watched Titanic for the first time last year, and mark my words, I'm not seeing it ever again. Ever. I'm not watching it ever again. It's just so boring. I thought James Cameron was a very good director, to be honest. But after seeing Titanic last year, I kind of lost all hope. I mean, he's made Avatar, and I've heard a lot of people say that Avatar's is overrated. I've personally never seen it, so I can't really say anything, but I might give it a try, and if I think it's overrated, I might make a video about it. I don't know. But yeah, James Cameron, sorry man. I mean, I watched Terminator Dark Fate when it came out back in November, I believe, or late October, and I really liked that film. A lot of people hated it, but I really liked Terminator Dark Fate, and that kind of made me like James Cameron a little bit more. So yeah, I think that's good. Then there's the music, My Heart Will Go On, or something like that, something along those words. That song, I can understand if it makes people teary eyes or makes people a little bit cry, but full-blown cry, I think that's overreacting. It's not a very good music, to be honest. It gives people goosebumps, man. I mean, songs from other films that I don't really like give me goosebumps, and Titanic doesn't. If I was to listen to Titanic music, I'd be like, it would just remind me of the horrific film. It would just remind me of that, because to be honest, I forget about Titanic because it's such a bad film. I don't even remember most of anything that happens in it. It's such a long film, I just forget everything that's happened in it. So every time I listen to the song, it just makes me remember how bad of a film it is. And yeah, and then the music, like I said, if it does make people teary eyes or make people cry a little bit, fair enough, but full-blown crying, no. It's just not a very good song. I might bass boost it, to be honest. For fun, I might just bass boost it and upload it to YouTube, like, why the hell not? So, yeah, the music, not very good. Not very good at all. And then, I mean, Jack's death, I know I've already talked about this a little bit, but the fact that people were getting so upset at Jack's death when you can, like I said, you can literally sense it from like a mile away, is pretty, like, it's pretty insane, okay? I mean, it's not really that sad. Why didn't Rose get off the raft? And if she loved him so much, why wouldn't she get off the raft and let Jack on there? I mean, why not? So yeah, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. If I've triggered you, I apologise. Well, no, I don't apologise. You should have just clicked off the video. My name is Corsair Larry. Hopefully I can catch you in my next YouTube video. I'm off to go and I'm going. Bye-bye.